God of Israel. Fear not, for I am with you, declares the Lord. Arise and meet them.
Freedom is not obtained unless we go after it. Freedom must be earned.
The harvest is plentiful. The workers are few. Be an ambassador of mine.
When the Muslims are coming here to America, what is the best way to reach them out when we see them in places? Do we go out of our way to, just to ask them? Or do we get to know them? Do we invite them? Give us a process that anyone can adopt today, that we can reach the Muslim here from within.
After spending time with Muslims both here and in other non-Islamic countries as well as Islamic countries, you can see a lot of differences. And research is done on immigration and these kinds of topics, and basically we find that there's about 2 years for an immigrant to come to a new country, and they're deciding and making up their mind about that country, how the people operate, how the families operate, are the people friendly, what's important to the society, things like that. How does business work? How does it work in the workplace? And in that couple of years in the beginning, they are totally open to being taken in, to being shown a loving family, to be shown this is my workplace, to be shown this is how we interact with each other, to be given definition of this is who we are as a people and as a country. And so the sooner you get them, the better, because you can really impact them for the rest of their lives. And we see actually a lot of stories from some of the founders of some of the terrorist groups, that you've been affiliated with, and many of them came to Western countries, made up their mind about the West, and they obviously never met a believer, were taken into a home, or were assisted by, being escorted anywhere, driven out, or being taken out just to see tourist attractions in the area. Many times they can't afford it, many times they don't know what it is or where it is. If language is not a barrier, but normally language is a great barrier. So just speaking slowly, just speaking quietly. Could you imagine, that woman in the hijab in the checkout line, if you just go up to her and say, "Hi, how are you today?" And although there's not interaction really between men and women, even if I were to go and say that to her, she would think, well, what does he want from me? But it'd be a pleasant surprise, thinking, why do you even care?
That's right. I heard you speak multitude of languages or several languages. Why do you speak those languages? Why did you learn those languages? Can you share with us what you've learned?
I don't want to take any credit. Again, the reason we do all of this is because Jesus said, love each other if you're a Christian. If you're not a Christian, love them too. And if you're going to kill a Christian, love them too. So he made it pretty clear in how we should live. And my belief is that because of the separation of languages from the Tower of Babel, which also Muslims believe in, they believe in many of these old stories. And we talk about those stories and they say, yeah, I know about that. That's in the Quran. And then you can say, well, did you know? And then you can continue the story with Jesus and with the Gospels. So I go on and I say, did you know that when Jesus sent his Holy Spirit on his followers after he left, they spoke in other languages other people could speak, and they weren't educated. They didn't know. I never studied linguistics and spent years and years in a variety of institutions of high class to learn these Middle Eastern languages that I now speak fluently. I went to the people, and I ate with them and I drank with them, and sometimes we washed their feet, sometimes we bandaged their wounds, and I think it's just the idea of being the Good Samaritan that really communicates to their heart. And it communicates to our heart. If Jesus didn't die on the cross, I wouldn't be following him. I wouldn't be born again. I would be, rebellious and violent, and, I wouldn't be here with you today.